Representative Elliott.
Thank you.
I believe second by Representative Hack.
We heard in the hearing, one of the people who came to testify, and they said that this is not normal. And I had to think about it a while. You know, what were we talking about? And so I started thinking, and we're talking about taking the penis of one man and putting it in the rectum of another man and wiggling it around in excrement, and you have to think, I'm not sure. Would I allow that to be done to me? All of us, that could happen to you. Would you let that happen to you? Is that normal? Is that something that we want to portray as the same as the one flesh union between a man and a woman? I don't know. Then I start to think, I remember when we were having the testimony, people were saying that it was brought up that this would be brought into the schools, and everybody says, no, that won't happen. That won't happen. Well, I heard yesterday from a mother that in the 5th grade in Nashua, they were given as part of their classroom instruction naked pictures of 2 men showing presentation of anal sex.
Representative Elliott, let's keep our discussion directly to the bill and not
This
try
is
to...
directly to the bill, because we have made a marriage out of same sex. They are now teaching it in the public school. They are showing our 5th graders how they can actually perform this kind of sex. And they are condoning, they are saying that this is normal, and this is something that you may want to try. That is the context of the lesson, that this is something that you, as a 5th grader, may want to try. I see it as a real problem in our society. I see it as a real affront to our citizens that their children are subjected to this. And so I think it is important that we revisit what we did. We made a mistake. We should repeal it.
Any further discussion? Representative O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, there are many relationships that are significant in our society. The relationship between a parent and a child, the relationship between siblings, the relationship between friends can be especially strong and sustaining. There is a reason why, through the millennium and presently in our laws, that we favor the marriage relationship over others. And that reason it comes down to one word: children. This is the relationship that nurtures children. It is a relationship that traditionally, by its nature, has produced children, and we take care to foster it. We have until recently taken care to foster that so that our children can grow up sustained by those who care for them more than anyone else, more than any state bureaucrat, any teacher, anyone else. And what we have done by redefining marriage as including same-sex individuals who decide to call themselves as being married is weaken that. We've weakened it incrementally. Do we expect the sky to fall in immediately? No. But along with a lot of other legislation we've seen over the past 3 or 4 decades, we've weakened that relationship, and we already begin to see the social breakdown that comes from that. We can take a step towards strengthening it by passing House Bill 1590.
Thank you. Representative Weber.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I come from a family where some of the children were born in the conventional way. Some children were acquired by remarriage after widowhood. Some children were acquired by adoption. They are all children in loving families. They all need nurturing. They all need stability. The people who are raising these children are here. They are our friends. They are our neighbors. They work. They pay their taxes. They have the same rights as anybody else, in my opinion, to have the stability to raise their families and to know that in the event of some untoward accident or other unfortunate happening, that their families would be looked after with the same protections as we afford now to, well, right now, we afford them to both same-sex couples and heterosexual couples. I cannot for the life of me see how affording more people the stability, protection, and blessing, if a church chooses to do so, of marriage, could in any way damage a heterosexual marriage under any circumstances. I further think that repealing same-sex marriage works against the religious rights of those churches and denominations who have for years blessed same-sex unions. We heard a great deal during this discussion last year of protecting the religious freedoms of those who do not agree with same-sex marriage, but I think we ought to afford equal consideration to the religious beliefs of those who have always, for 20, 30 years now, blessed same-sex relationships in the same way that they bless heterosexual relationships. So for all of those reasons, I will be voting against the bill. Oh, if I may, one other issue. I do note that this bill simply repeals same-sex marriage. We had any number of people who came in and testified, oh, it's fine if they want to have civil unions, but I note that this bill does not reinstate civil unions, so we are therefore continuing to deny not only equality but even equality of the limited protections that civil unions afford. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Representative Smith.
The state has a vested interest, as I mentioned in the previous bill, in having the best possible environment for raising children. Many studies have demonstrated the benefit of a child raised in a family with one male and one female, a mother and a father, raising the child. That although that ideal arrangement, as Representative Weber pointed out, isn't always possible, that has been proven to be the best possible environment for raising children. Not to say that you couldn't have homosexual couples that would raise perfectly adequate children. It's just the studies are showing that that's not the most ideal, and I think most of us who were raised in heterosexual families would recognize the unique benefits that both our mothers and our fathers have provided.
Representative Potter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Amongst other things, during the hearing, we received a letter from the New Hampshire retirement system, which pointed out that attempting to pass a retroactive bill would cause unbelievable difficulties with the retirement system in trying to determine what the retirement benefits were appropriate for couples that have been married since the 1st of January. But in addition to that technical question, I would like to talk a little bit about children. It seems to me that the central fact of a family is a relationship, not the gender of the people involved. And I can see in my own grandchildren the relationship of two women who are providing children with a centrally important relationship. And to talk about physical relationships and sexuality, I think is quite beside the point. There have been comments for a long time about lesbians in the words, what do they do? And that suggests a male perspective that there's only one thing one can do in marriage. And I won't quote now an excellent comment by Gloria Steinem, but my view is that anyone here who is in a good relationship knows that there are lots of things to do in marriage. And I would find it regrettable if anyone imagines that there is only one.